the Mac Main Morning Show. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. It's the Mac Main Morning Show. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. 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 If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio, specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
I am Pam Ghostin, owner and creator of Candle Dessert Lounge, Mississippi's finest dessert and drink candles that are hand poured right here in DeSoto County. Our motto is dessert and drinks, 0 calories. We strive to create a vivid imagination of the delicious gourmet desserts and tropical drinks by offering a sweet and zesty vibe with an experience that ignites both your taste buds and sense of creativity. We also do candle making parties, whether it's for a private party, birthdays, anniversary, bachelor or bachelorette parties, business team building. We can do a party for any occasion. For more information, call 662-460-5035. Also, check out our website at candledessertlounge.bigcartel.com. If you're looking for those one-of-a-kind gifts, our candles are perfect for you.
Fake Democrat, MAGA-loving wolf in sheep clothing. Scott Cologne. His mouth is moving, but he's a black lion Mississippi attorney. Yes, another Mississippi attorney endorsed by Congressman Benny Thompson. And he wants to distract you long enough for you to vote for him and send him to Washington, D.C. There's a real Democrat out there providing hope for Mississippi. And because she doesn't have a major endorsement or goes by the title attorney, she's considered the underdog. Priscilla Williams Till does not scratch where it doesn't itch, like her fake Democrat MAGA voting opponent, Scott Cologne. Remember Priscilla Williams Till in March at the polls. Priscilla Williams Till is fighting to rebuild Mississippi from the ground up, and she has never voted for a government shutdown where your EBT and food stamps will be affected like attorney Scott MAGA-loving Cologne has. Priscilla Williams Till campaign is built on a simple truth. When Mississippians are healthy, educated, and living in communities with clean water and strong infrastructure, our state thrives. Don't fall for the lies. Scott Cologne is fake. Priscilla Williams Till is the underdog, but she is the real Democrat in this race. Let's hear from Priscilla.
Voted in their primary and also registered as a Republican in there. So we know without a shadow of a doubt that Mr. Cologne should not be running in this Democratic election for the United States Senator. Registered as a Republican. If he knows that he should not have been running and he tried to trick the Democratic voters, then he should be held accountable for that.
Hello everyone, this is Melissa Schumpert with Melissa Fashion. Come out to our store location. We're waiting to pack those orders and see your smiling faces at 850 North Gloucester Street, Suite 3, Tupelo, Mississippi, 38804. And always you can shop online at melipifashion.com.
Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
Rising, great day to each and every one of you. This is the MacMan Morning Show each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 a.m. on the East Coast, right here on Mag Media 3 Productions. We'd like to welcome all of our listeners on Hot Talk Radio and Television Network International. And we like to say good morning, Grand Rising, also even to all of those that watch and have been listening on WKRA. They don't have our license, but we're grateful for those listeners that have come over to stick with us here. We thank you. We thank WRFU 104.5 FM in Champaign, Illinois. We'd like to say good morning to our broadcast sister and broadcast family up there, Miss Mika Light, and all of you all that are there. Good morning and grand rising to all of you. We're here back on the air, of course. We had some difficulties, and I figured out what had happened, and we're good. We want to welcome all of our listeners on our various platforms. We'd like to welcome our TikTok listeners and viewers, and also those of you that are on Instagram. Good morning to all of you. Of course, our YouTube audience and our Facebook audience. We want to thank you all for giving us an opportunity to come into your homes, your automobiles, your places of business, or wherever you may be on this wonderful morning. If you had to be at work at 9 o'clock, you're 9 minutes late. Don't rush. Take your time. Get there safely. Have a wonderful day doing that you do. Yesterday, we had we were beginning a interesting conversation about politics in this region. As you know, that those states and locales that have primaries that are coming up, whether they're Democrat or the Republican or what have you, primary voters are going to be going to the polls real soon. They're going to be making their minds up about the people that they feel that should represent us here in our country, and especially here in the region, the Mississippi region where we are. It's very, very crucial. Now, I got some calls and I got some people to say different things because they want me to be conformed unto their way of thinking and their selections of who they think should lead our wonderful state in the United States Senate or in the Congress. Let me be perfectly clear on where I stand. The MacMan Morning Show, Mag Media Productions, is a nonpartisan broadcast. That means that people from different persuasions and different ideologies and different viewpoints will appear on our show. There are some that I know that might not agree with you. You might say, well, I don't want to listen and I don't want to pay no attention to those people. But sometimes if you just listen and observe, you can find out a whole lot of things. I wouldn't have never known about the switcheroo of the so-called Democrat that's running in the Senate because we found out that he didn't get a federal appointment. And someone else says, this has been reported to me as a reporter, it's been said and statements have been said that he's the spoiler, that they know that that the Democrats have, as a party, have the upper hand in the midterm. So they decided to put a gentleman up that they thought that, and knowing that he can't win because don't nobody know him. And not just because of that, when you have an attitude towards people like I did something to you, or when we ask questions as journalists, like we're not supposed to ask any questions, or we're not supposed to question you or anybody else, I have a problem with that. You got a questionnaire, question your pastor. Question everybody that's in authority, people that you under your group captain, anybody. You can answer. You can pose a question. And my question that I posed this morning: is it or is it not true that this man is a person that's impersonating a Democrat? Good morning to all of our wonderful listeners. Let me call the roll right quick. Let me say good morning to uh, Deacon Alvin Moore, and to his wonderful caregivers, that's Sharon Reed and Anthony Reed, the Apostle. Hey, how are you? To all of you that are here, good morning, grand rising to you all. And let me say this also. I didn't get into broadcasting for popularity's sake or for clicks and views, although I know that the mechanisms that are in place are some that this is what people do. They want to be popular, they start lying. Uh-huh. They start saying things to get you to watch, or saying something that they want you to watch. Hey, Penelope, good morning to you. Grand rising to you. It's good to see you. So, I mean, people, they want you to, you got to think for yourself. You have to make your own determination. And this election, and I'm saying this with all fervor, this is one of the most important midterm elections of our lifetime, because we can ultimately, you want to put a stop to the foolishness that's going on, get that Congress together. If you really want to make sure that things are going well, vote for your state legislators to be the ones that are going to help us pull us out of the situation that we're in today. It is, I don't want to get on here every day talking about the orange man and his foolishness. I don't have time for it. There are other things that are very, very important to us that we need to be discussing instead of a clown show. We know what he's doing, what he's trying to do. We know he's in the Epstein files with the little children. They got explicit pictures. I'll put it that way. My sources tell me there are pictures in there, James, that will turn your hair black. I says white. Is it turn it black again? Because we've always been dealing with these types of people. This is nothing new, but it should be brought out. This man he'll take us to war just to save him and his rich buddies. They go down and thinking that they can bogart and take away the rights of sovereign governments, and telling you just because he wakes up in the morning, we don't have to have anything. He didn't consult nobody. He didn't consult Congress. He didn't consult the American people. How we want to be responsible for another whole country, territory? Have you seen Greenland on the map? Look at Venezuela. He can't even, he talking about he wants to go over to Iran where they're protesting and intervene militarily to help the protesters, versus here in this country, you killing protesters. I'm just telling the truth. You hate the people here. How you going to call yourself being a peacemaker and you causing all kinds of trouble here, along with the Republican Party and those that support them? I do not support this modern day Democratic. Some of them too, but this Republican Party, these MAGA people. How could you, in a good conscience as a member of Congress, go along with anything that this man is doing? We've been preaching and talking, trying to tell people and to inform people that Project 2025 was a real document. Excuse me. A real document. And that's their playbook. And that's what they're doing. We're not hopeless. It's not all over, folks. You ain't got to worry about it. It's not all over. It's not all doom and gloom. I just believe that we're going to pull out of this situation that we're in. I was waiting for one of our for our special guests to come, I did reach out and I hadn't heard from them this morning. That's all right. Brother Lee Mack should be here a little bit later on in the broadcast. But let me bring you to show you how crazy these people are. And they really are nuts, a lot of them. Right now, the Somalians, people that look just like you and I, wait a minute, let me get this. That looks just like you and I. They're about to, excuse me, they are about to go after the Somalians. That's people that look like, now, how could you, now, I'm not saying that you can't tell the difference. You can see that there are some similarities in certain people. But I wanted to say that we're next, people of color, darker people of color. He says that he's getting ready to end temporary protection status for Somalians. That means that ICE is going to go out and they see somebody black. They can assume. That's why you need to keep your identification on you. Some way to at least let people, whether it's a passport, whether it's something we living in those times. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we must stand up for our rights. You say, Mr. Mack, what rights do we have? One, you got the right to vote. Please register and vote. It is so crucial that we do. When you have a president that turns his Nazis on U.S. citizens, his military, and they are doing it on U.S. citizens, the fight, you might say, is not ours, it's the Hispanics and the other folks. Now, mind you, he's not throwing out the Arabs. He's not throwing them out. He's not throwing out the Koreans. He's not messing with them people. He's not messing with the people that come over from other countries, Anglo-Saxon countries. He's not messing with them folks. Anything close to black, he's messing with. And so he's going to go to Somalia. He's got these people in Minnesota that he's sending there. And I'm asking myself, somebody help me and help me to understand, how is this man permitted to continue to do what he's doing? How? There's got to be something. There's got to be something that that can be done. The Federal Reserve, he's messing with them people. Messing with Jerome Powell. The Fed chairman, now you want to upset things. You stealing oil. You got people all on edge. And then you have the nerve to say that you want to be a peacekeeper. You want to go to other countries and help them protesters. And as I said, there are protesters right here in America that you're oppressing. People are out of work and their 401ks are going down and the situations are happening. We know what's going on. We got to do something. What do? We need, sure enough, need to watch the people that are out there asking you to vote for them. Watch those people. Study your candidate. Know where they stand. At least know where they stand. Don't just vote for somebody because they're your friend or somebody says that they should be the ones that you vote for. Vote your heart. Vote your conscience. Please do. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters everywhere, if I can't emphasize this enough, I emphasize it now. Life as we know it is getting ready to change in a dramatic way. And if we're not on, and I'm talking about from the inside, there are infiltrators in the inside of the Black community. I don't know what goes on in other communities. I can only talk about mine right now. That have infiltrated and got us thinking that they're for us and they're just selling us out all the way. This election is so crucial and they need the Black vote right now. They need the Black vote. The white folks, the white women, the people that are scared. I'm not talking and dissing about nobody, but I can say Caucasian or whatever the case may be. But the white folks are nervous because they're killing them too. Homicide, unaliving. For those of you that got sensitive ears, this man has gone around, flew around this country and doing what he wants to do. All he does is go back down to Florida and play golf, sit around with his rich friends. And we still got people in this country that think that the South and the rebels are going to rise, that the Klan is going to rise. That's all that ICE is the Klan in another version, probably the Power Boys or the Boogaloo Boys or whatever they call them. We don't know. He pardoned them. So therefore, if he pardoned them and we don't know what they look like or what they see, them are perfect candidates for this ICE foolishness. When you got people that can't go to work, you got people that cannot send their children to school. When you got people that are intimidated, can't even go to the store or probably walk their children to the park because you got Gestapos out there, Nazis in American flags. We got Black people in Mississippi that's selling the vote. They're selling the vote. If you're not with our clique, if you're not with our little group, we're going to make sure that you got to be with us. Who told you that I got to think like you, Mississippi? Who told you that I got to pick a Republican, a dino? That's what he is, not a rhino, a dino. Trying to tell us and sell a bill of goods to the poorest state in the union is the state of Mississippi. Good morning to Diane Black and her wonderful father. Good morning to all of you that are here. Grand Rising, Candle Dessert Lounge is here. All of y'all are here. I appreciate it. Somebody said, what happened with the vice president's visit? I'm going to say so. I'm going to say it on here. It frustrated me that we made plans and was asked and invited to be there in Jackson, Mississippi on tomorrow when the vice president comes. And then all of a sudden, you throw a curve, Democratic Party, into the mix. You try to stop the progress of a production company that you asked to come there. Then all of a sudden things become different when we get 3 or 4 days before the event and nothing has happened, no resources, no nothing. And then you expect me to do something for free? A production like that for free? Unheard of. Unheard of. I'm supposed to be there planning with our group planning, but we got people that, there are some people don't want you to make it. There are some people that they just really don't want you to make it. They'll do everything that they can to do things to make you look like you're a damn fool. But I'm going to tell you something about the McMahon Morning Show. Yeah, you might be in control of your event, but when it's time for press, don't come this way. Don't ask me to do anything. See, betrayal in business, if you betray your partners and your people in business, you'll betray anybody. So you bear watching. So I support who I want to support. And I'm going to call out the things that need to be called out. The Democratic Party know they're wrong for slating this man, knowing that he's a Republican and has voted Republican, him and his family, forever. They might got two or three of them vote Democrat to throw you off, but truly they're Republicans and lying about it. Now, I said this. Yeah, it was, they hired my company. They asked us to come and do media, Penelope, at for the vice president. And it's a cost for a production company to do the behind the scenes work, take the photographs, make sure that we document this historic event. Yes, ma'am, it's a cost to it. It ain't for free. But they called the Caucasian folks down there, the photographers and the news reporters. They want them to come, but then they forget about the people that help them to get to where they are. The endorsements, the news, that we give them news coverage here that they don't even get. Just like Kamala Harris, they did the same thing with us. All those billions of dollars, at least $5 billion for advertising, they didn't give black radio or independent media nothing, not us. I went to the Democratic convention. I was the only broadcast reporter there from the state and the region in the South. And they dissed me and said, we can't talk to the press. Oh, tell me I'm not lying. That's what I was told. So do I have a whole lot of faith in the Democratic Party as far as what's going on? Not with their dirty tricks. Do I believe that this is the mechanism that's going to help us get out of this situation that we're in with this man? Yeah. So I can stand side by side, but if our objective is to make it better and to get rid of this man, that's what it is. Now, mind you, I'm for anybody that I support if it's a primary going on right now. So the best person win. Bring out the truth. But I'm not going to support somebody that's perpetrating a fraud. I'm not going to do it. I refuse to do it as a human being and as a broadcaster. Now, I invited Mr. Colon to come on, and he has not responded to me as of yet, even when he got declared his candidacy. I want you to come on, talk to the people. He will not come on. So anytime you're running, nobody's doing anything to you. No guest on this show has ever been hoodwinked or drugged down through there or anything. Gave you an opportunity to speak. Endorse you. You win. Don't hear from them. You go out there and you support them. They turn their backs on you. Not all of them. I can't say that about Abe Hudson. I can say that about a lot of them. When you get in the office, now you dining and whining with the people, you're going to all of the cocktail parties and everything, and you forgot all about your folks. Begging us to vote for you. And we vote for you because why? We're in the country and we're in a situation where what do we do? Protesting is not working because they're shooting at us. What do we do? Yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah, we can do this and for. What in the world are we supposed to do as a people? We're supposed to endorse these, knowing that these people are no good, but you still want me to endorse these people? Work with you? You hired our company. You asked me and made that request to document the vice president's trip to the state capitol in Jackson, Mississippi. Then you turn around and get amnesia about the arrangements that I can't do it for free. Nobody should work for free. Then there was a contract and a written agreement. He didn't sign the contract, but the letter of intent he did. I have it, and the communication. I know you got $600,000 for the Democrat. They moved from their headquarters. Whatever happened, they did. That's their business. But don't treat me like I'm a nothing. because you'll surely need me again. All of you candidates that come to the McMahon Morning Show with empty hands, as some do, and we put you out there and we talk about the issues and we talk about what's going on. There's no more using the McMahon Morning Show. You're not going to use us for your propaganda, for your gullibleness. Oh, I'll look out for you. You know, things are hard. I ain't got no money. That you ought not be running if you ain't got no money. You're going to need some money. People ain't working for free. That's another thing. Y'all want somebody to do something. I thought it was free. They sure said, I said, what in the world? How in the world you think that my working, Brother Lee Mack is here, that my service is free? And then you got people that are in your surroundings that will sabotage you, thinking that they do, because they don't want the truth out. We brought out the truth yesterday and brought out the receipts and had the actual, got them. They sent them to me. The voting record, they sent it to me. And this man hasn't denied it, but yet and still in all, the Democratic Party, I wish I had the commercial that they wanted to send to me. They didn't send it, but that's all right. Brother Lee Mack is here with us, folks. I want to thank Brother Lee for being here and sharing with us this morning. We're going to have him come up in just a little bit. Just give me a little time to get everything together. You're listening to the McMahon Morning Show. We're going to just pay homage to our wonderful supporters that have supported us and are supporting us. And I got a little bit more to say about what's going on. This is the McMahon Morning Show. We'll be right back in a little bit.
Fake Democrat, MAGA-loving wolf in sheep clothing, Scott Cologne. His mouth is moving, but he's a black lion Mississippi attorney. Yes, another Mississippi attorney endorsed by Congressman Benny Thompson. And he wants to distract you long enough for you to vote for him and send him to Washington, D.C. There's a real Democrat out there providing hope for Mississippi. And because she doesn't have a major endorsement or goes by the title attorney, she's considered the underdog. Priscilla Williams Till does not scratch where it doesn't itch, like her fake Democrat MAGA voting opponent, Scott Cologne. Remember Priscilla Williams Till in March at the polls. Priscilla Williams Till is fighting to rebuild Mississippi from the ground up, and she has never voted for a government shutdown where your EBT and food stamps will be affected like attorney Scott MAGA-loving Cologne has. Priscilla Williams Till campaign is built on a simple truth. When Mississippians are healthy, educated, and living in communities with clean water and strong infrastructure, our state thrives. Don't fall for the lies. Scott Cologne is fake. Priscilla Williams Till is the underdog, but she is the real Democrat in this race. Let's hear from Priscilla.
Voted in their primary and also registered as a Republican in there. So we know without a shadow of a doubt that Mr. Cologne should not be running in this Democratic election for the United States Senator. Registered as a Republican. If he knows that he should not have been running and he tried to trick the Democratic voters, then he should be held accountable for that.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Tune in to the McMahon Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the McMahon Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
Lord help us. I've been talking and standing here, and y'all forgive me. I'm back now. Listen, I apologize. Let me say this real quick. We have an opportunity there around the world and around the country. There are different parties. Let's take the UK for instance, England. They have different parties that make up Parliament. It's not just one particular group of individuals or party that are a part of that body of government. Here we have, instead of building and making a block and having a coalition with those that will help, we give our whole hearts to one group. And ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, they did it with the Republican Party. There was a time in history where African American people voted Republican because of Abraham Lincoln and them feeling that he freed the slaves. My grandmother and my other folks, they voted Republican until Roosevelt. President Roosevelt, the Democrat that brought the services and Social Security and gave us the social nets that we need. One thing you got to understand is, and I know that we all do, that we have never been accepted equally in this country. And now that, and I said it yesterday, what if the woman that got killed, not just with a video, but what if she was a black woman? Now, Miss Good, we ought to say her name, just like we should say Breonna Taylor's name, Sandra Bland's name, and any of our brothers and sisters that have been gunned down in the street by gun violence or anything else. Why can't we say their name like we're saying this woman's name that the Green family had, the Good family has my sympathy and my condolences. And it is horrible how that happened on television. But we had Rodney King, and I didn't hear the outrage in the white community. We had this in Tennessee around when this young man got annihilated by the police. We ain't heard nothing. Sandra Bland, we didn't hear anything. They beat her to death down there in Texas. Over in Kentucky, Breonna Taylor, working for the dispatch and the emergency services of that state. Police break in with mask on, and they got a house and they just annihilated this person. How many other stories and horror stories do we have to tell to get people to understand that we're tired of being your targets? We're tired of being the whipping boys and girls that you say. We're tired of being the Negro and the slave that you're saying that we are. We're tired of begging you for food stamps and begging you for Section 8 and begging you for a livable wage. We're tired of it. We're tired of it. We're tired of going back and forth with people that think that they can sell us out to the highest bidder. That's what the Democratic Party is doing in Mississippi. There's a fight going on with the congressman and with the chairman of this and the chairman of that. And what are you doing for the people? How many of you know the constituents that you say that you represent? We see you on election day knocking. We see you on television. We see the slick garbage that you're doing, and you bring in the big wigs to shore up your lying and deceitfulness. I'm talking about right here. We still got raggedy shacks and bad drinking water and living and from hand to mouth. The school systems that are doing great now, that used to be doing failing, they got A rates now. Now you want to give the public school money to the private academies that are losing people because nobody's going there. I'm pissed off. How dare you ask me for my vote when we're not treated as equals? Y'all taking us and using us as pawns. How long are we going to take it? What if that woman was a black woman? Sisters, those of you that love camaraderie with the Caucasians. I'm not against the white people, but I'm just going to show you what's happening. Every newscaster I know, say her name, say her name, say her name. I said it. I've been saying names forever, but nothing is getting done about it. Now that a Caucasian woman has gotten shot, God bless her spirit wherever she is. Horrible situation. Now you want us to get on the bandwagon and help y'all to fight when we're in the fight every day of our life, and y'all ignored George Floyd, who got killed blocks away from where the white woman got killed at. Man couldn't breathe, choked the life out of him. On videotape. We got all of these people playing these games. We bring the news and information to our community, and yet and still in all, we still falling for the okie doke. I don't care, Republican, Democrat, whoever it is. Say her name, say their name, say the name. We keep saying the name, but no action. Now I say it and I said it and I said what I had to say. Usually, wait a minute, we'll get rid of this. Usually, we do things different. Usually. But we got people literally got people out there with other agendas. So what do, folks? What y'all want me to do? What do you want? What do they want us to do? One, they want us to put in the perpetrators. It's the same thing that happened back in slavery. You still got Stevens out there. They need our vote. And the only way that they can get it, they can lie to us, conniving and other things. What if she was black? Bring Brother Lee Mack on. It's about time. I'm so glad that he's here. Hey, Brother Lee, how are you? Wait a minute. Let me unmute this here. All right, Brother Lee, are you there?
Yes.
Hello, Brother Lee? Brother Lee. Okay. There's something else that was, I don't know what was happening. So here we are. Here we are. Now, let me say this. Next week, we're going to be doing something different on our show. We got a camera, our camera equipment, and the situation, we needed a certain piece of equipment, and we got it. We're getting ready to display and come on as much as I can to do whatever we need to do to keep our broadcast going and to work along with our networks to do what we need to do. And whatever the case may be, we're going to be okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain and say that these are the most crucial elections of our lives. And we got to band together to really make the right, proper decisions that we need to make for our life. What's in it for us? That's what I want to say. What's in it for us? You want our vote just to get rid of the orange man? Y'all put him in there. What's in it for us? Now you got voters' remorse. What's in it for us? What's in it for us? Well, all this hitting the streets. What's in it for us? They say they don't see us, the people of color out there. What's in it for? We've been for 400 years. We've been fighting and scratching and fighting 400 years, and all of a sudden, this situation happens in Minnesota, and all we supposed to kumbaya together. Something is not right somewhere when you got a segment of society that has been so neglected. I can go farther back. Why is it us? We live here just like everybody else. We, so to speak, got the rights like everybody else. Brother Lee Mack, are you there, Brother Lee? If you are, unmute your mic if you're there, sir. Are you there, Brother Lee? Brother Lee?
Inside the
I
home,
hear you,
the
Brother Lee. Are you
temperature
there?
almost 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Brother Lee, are you there?
The wind may be minus 80
Okay.
degrees.
We're still trying to get Brother Lee Mack, and I hear him there, but I don't. Let me see if he's there. Are you there, Brother Lee? Brother Lee Mack, are you there? Okay. I'm listening. Brother Lee, are you there, sir? Okay. All right. And we're here to. I'm not gonna let this get us to a point. We got tax time that's coming up real soon, folks, and I know that everybody's trying to get their finances in order and get your receipts in order. We got some wonderful tax professionals that are going to be coming. We also have our Travel Connect that's coming together. We're going to have your health and wellness. We got that. We got those people that are coming to visit us. We also got people that are going to help you with your insurance and help you to get your finances in order and get our houses in order. We got people that are coming that are there to try to guide us along the way and maybe give you some expert tips in what to do with our finances, getting our houses in order. That's what needs to be done. And we're going to start doing that. Yeah, we know what's happening in our communities. Yeah, we know what's going on. And I hope and pray that we make the right decisions over these next couple of weeks. You're going to be hearing from various people from around the country that are going to be laying out the blueprint and laying out the groundwork of what we're up, not just of what we're up against, but the solution to helping us to at least get some temporary relief from what's going on in our country. Listen, you're listening to the MacMan Morning Show each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be back in a little bit right after these messages.
Hello, everyone. This is Melissa Schumpert with Melissa Fashion. Come out to our store location. We're waiting to pack those orders and see your smiley faces at 850 North Gloucester Street, Suite 3, Tupelo, Mississippi, 38804. And always, you can shop online at melipifashion.com.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
We're back on the MacMan Morning Show. Listen, I'm trying to see if we can get Brother Lee Mack. Brother Lee, are you there? Brother Lee? All right. Thank you, Jesus. Anyway, come on up, Brother Lee. Brother Lee, I've been talking on yesterday. We were trying to get you on, and then I knew what it was after I had went off the air. I want you to take as much time as you want to consume. Brother Lee, I said, and I threw the question out here about the perpetrators Uh, in the Democratic Party, they got us thinking that we're voting one thing and we're voting another way. Second thing I want to talk about, if you'd like to expound upon, what if the woman that was killed in Minnesota was a black woman? Second thing, and what do we do, and where are we, or what do you see we're at in this crossroads in time? What do we do, Brother Lee? I want to bring Brother Lee Mack, our co-host of the Mac Man Morning Show, and consume as much time as you like, Brother Lee Mack. Go ahead, sir.
Well, like I say, great day and new beginnings.
Great day, sir.
Say about if that was a black woman, what do you say? If there was a black woman they were talking about, I would say that it's always been like that. If it was a white person, the treatment is even when it's a Caucasian, the attention and the treatment is different. And I mean different in a way that they get superior treatment. They get superior media. They get mass media. They get a different kind of treatment, which is not just different. It's it's positive exposure. We when it's us, when it's Africans from it's a negative exposure or no exposure whatsoever, and that's how it's always been. And the thing, the crazy part about it is that Caucasians are not the majority anymore, but they do hold a power over social media. Uh, they do hold influence over social media and media itself. The corporations are ran by Caucasians, and we have to understand that what we're up against. And in fact, like you were talking about the political situation, is that we have our what you call coons that that back candidates that are not for the people, and they're represented by corporations. Corporations control these coons, and then the coons pick their own goons who's going to run not with the people's interest, not with our interest. And that's the thing we have to understand. We got to do some reading here. We got to do some homework, to find out who's for us and who's not for us. We just can't go on the rhetoric that's been said out here by people that look like us and not for us. Uh, the thing is, Caucasians are desperate. It doesn't seem like desperation, but they are desperate to get their numbers, to get their power, so to speak. They're interested. They want to eradicate every gain that we made so far. They're trying to turn the clocks back as far as they can get the clocks back, and not to what they were calling the good old days. They want to turn this clock all the way far back as they can get it. And if they can get it back to slavery, they do that, and that's what their goal is. It sounds far fetched, but their goal is to turn it all the way back. They seen South Africa before they had the liberation, and they're looking at that. They would like it further back than that, and that's their goal. That's why you see Caucasians are not having a fit about what Donald Trump is doing. They're standing by and watching because it favors them. They're racist. Most Caucasians are racist. If they weren't, why come they're not standing up in arms about what's going on out here? Because it works in their benefit. No matter how crazy it sounds, it is. It's true. They can see the things that are being done, and they don't care. They care as far as what their interest is being fought for. And like I said before, and this is something that's very important. The three most important things that turn a country around, to uplift a country, to make us the greatest country. We don't have to be the greatest, but we have to be a country where we stand for something for everyone. And the thing about it is that we don't have health care is not where it should be. Education is not where it should be. Housing is not where. And the thing is, we got to look at these other countries. They have housing. They have health care. They have education. Some of those countries, take Sweden and countries like that. They have those things. When they have those things, look at the country when it has education, health care, and housing. Man, everybody is doing well. Everybody. See, that's the thing that we have to understand that when, like Dr. King said, when you help the least of us, you help all of us. See, we don't understand it because we're so greedy and selfish. We're so selfish and greedy. We said, no, I got to get enough for me first before I give you anything. And see how that works for us? It's not working for us because we
Right.
have to help the least of us. Lifts everyone. It lifts everyone. It makes sense. It's sad that the pastors and the churches don't say it. It's sad that your political leaders don't say it, don't do it, because that's the solution to our problems. Is education, health care, and housing. That is the absolute solution to get us out of the place that we're in. Is first we have to be educated, put some housing to it, and put some health care on it, and man, we can go anywhere. But they've been systematically keeping us out of health care, keeping us out of housing, and keeping us out of education, housing, and health care. And see, and that's the thing. If we're not educated, you can, people say, well, I got my money. Well, if you're not educated, you're not going to keep it. See, that's the thing. You're not educated, you're not going to build wealth. If you're not educated, we're not going to be able to find our way out of this mess that we're in. And that's the thing. We have to get better education. And the thing is, education without knowledge. See, people say, "Oh, I'm educated." Who educated you? What school educated you? See, these things that we're giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to these colleges every year for our kids to go to these schools and taking out these loans. But what kind of education are they getting? What kind of education they getting in high school and grade school and grammar school? What kind of education are they getting? Do we know? See, okay, we're set on automatic here. We thinking that because our kids may go to school, they're getting an education. No, they're getting indoctrination. Indoctrination is different from education. See, that's the thing we have to understand. Being indoctrinized and educated is different. It's not the same thing. See, okay, we've been fed information to get us to follow whoever wants us to follow them until right over that cliff. That's not education, that's indoctrination, that's brainwashing. See, we have to know the difference between the two. When our kids are coming from grammar school, second grade, first grade, go all the way back, and you can look at it like this. uh, you got to say, what are you studying in school? Say, go get me your book. Let's look into it. And you see these things in history. Kids are saying, I studied history today. Well, the history is not correct. In fact, it's working against us. So that's wrong. So the science is not correct. That's not right. That's wrong. Social studies is not right. So that's wrong. So what are we in mathematics? And I'm going to tell you this, and you can look this up. Mathematics is not right. That's wrong. So what kind of education are we getting in school? We're getting the incorrect education to get us to further in this world. The thing is, the education that we're getting is not going to qualify us to get any kind of, not don't think about a job, because that's the old way of thinking. We got to think about how to get us some entrepreneur positions, how to start businesses, how to create our own wealth. And that's not trying to get a job, because the people in people in place, jobs is not the thing that we should concentrate on, because they're eliminating all the jobs are gone. We have to be entrepreneurs now. You're looking at, I'm gonna try to get my kid a job. Job doing what? Where? Computers got them jobs. And let me tell you, some 5, 10 years from now, computers will have those jobs, and you don't have to pay a computer. You don't have to pay IA. You don't have to pay them. They work for free and work 24 hours a day. So where your job gonna come from? See, that's the thing. Don't think of a job. Think of a position. Think of being an entrepreneur. That's what we should pour our thoughts, pour our energy into. Because thinking about a job is not like it when we were kids, when we were growing up, when I was younger. Yes, we wanted a job, a place where we can make some money and be able to take care of our families. AI is pushing you out. They're creating AI to push you out. So I'm gonna tell you, your kids are gonna be living with you if you're thinking that they're gonna be getting a job, because that job may not be sustaining them. They may not be able to get a job because the computers are taking more of those positions away every day, every minute. You go to Ford or GM or anywhere, they got computers and they making more and more every day, to take those positions. So we have to think ahead. We have to think ahead, and that's the thing. No one's thought about that, and that's the thing. And Donald Trump is showing us that if we do not stick together, we will fall together. We will fall together, but if we don't stick together, we're all gonna fall. And that's the thing we must understand is is that it's time to wake up. It's not. It's past time. Is it people say, well, now is the time. No, the time has come and it will be gone if we don't wake up and do what we need to do right now and understand that uh, knowledge is power,
Right.
and it's the kind of knowledge that you get, not just any kind of knowledge. You got to get the knowledge out here to be educated, to be informed, to know which direction you're going in. You can't be a sheep anymore. Sheep will follow
Right.
anybody. And that's why your pastor say he's the shepherd and you the sheep. No, no, no. Don't never be a sheep in anybody's flock. Never be a sheep in anybody's flock. Shoot, we have to be leaders. We can't wait on a shepherd to save us. Because the shepherd is led by the corporations and the Caucasians. So we can't allow ourselves to be okay, let's look at it now. How's it working out for us? We've been following these pastors for 500 years. The slave masters is giving us these pastors. Okay, how's it working out for you? It ain't working out too well. I mean, it's not working out well at all. Pastors are telling you, follow me, I'll take you to the promised land, and we've been waiting for him to take us there. He's been getting there. You see, he's been driving the Cadillacs and a Lincoln, the nice cars, and got the nice homes, and he's eating good, dressing in a nice suit, going to the nice restaurants. Because I used to drive him there. I was an armor bearer. I drive him to the nice restaurants. I sit behind him and carry his Bible for him and hand it to him, and I listen to the pastor's sermon. And I'm gonna tell you something. I could tell him, like I used to tell him. I could tell him what after he's finished the sermon. I tell him, he said, "How do you like it, Lee?" I said, "Look, I heard this sermon." I could tell him what month I heard him tell that same sermon, and when he tell it, and how he told it. I mean, I could remember everything about it. They repeat the same thing over and over again. And the thing is, it's not feeding the people's soul. It's not feeding the minds. It's not leading them in a direction they need to go in. And that's the thing. We have to understand that the things that we're doing is not working for us. That we're using, and I always say this, we're using Caucasians' methods to solve our problems. It is, and it's a fact, and I can prove it. We're using their methods to solve our problems. We're saying, well, we speak like them. We talking. Listen, our very mannerisms and everything we do is because this is the way they want us to do it. And see, we don't understand that. There's nothing that's ours. I mean, what we make, they steal. And we want to be like them. We want to dress like, we want to live like them. Okay, I'll give you an example. We talking about the American dream. That didn't come from us. It came from Caucasians. They talking about the American dream. What they feel is a dream. No one ever asked us what we wanted. We're living their way. Their Christianity is built like they wanted. All of that's all them. That's all them. That's how the slave masters put it together. That's how we carry it on. See, and that's the thing. We're afraid to be our individual selves truly down to our very soul. And that's what God wants us to be. That's what I have to say, my brother.
All right. Okay. Uh, second. Okay, we're back. Wait a minute, Brother Lee. Let me see if I got this right. Hold on a second. All right, I'm trying to figure this out. Wait a minute. Let me see. Here we go. All right, Mike Magazine is here. Angela Buckner is here. Angela, you there? Say something, Miss. All right. Hello, Miss Angela. Hello. You're on now. All right. Good morning, Brother Lee. Are you still there? I'm trying to see if you're still there. Are you there, Brother Lee? You can unmute. Minute. I don't know
Yes,
what
yes,
happened.
yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Good, 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 good. Let me get y'all in here. Wait a minute. Hold on. That's the wrong one. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right. Let me see. Okay. I got Mike Magazine. All right. Wait 1 second. Hold on. I got Brother Lee Mack. Are y'all here?
Yes, we are. I am.
All right. I wanted to bring up welcome to you once again, Angela, and thank you for coming back to the show, everyone. Angela Buckner. Wait 1 second. Let me get her in here. Here we go. Wait a minute. I almost had her. Hold on. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. Miss Angela, are you there?
Absolutely.
All right, Brother Lee, I got you. I want to make sure I got everybody this time. Ain't nothing going wrong here. Brother Lee, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. Now I got our three. I got Brother Lee Mack and our wonderful guest, Angela Buckner from Mike Magazine is here also with us, and we're grateful. I was saying earlier, and folks say that I'm fussing and carrying on, but that's okay. But the double crosses and the shenanigans that go on both sides, and as you know that we have an ad and that we put out about the shenanigans that are going on in the Democratic Party with
Hmm.
persons getting us to try to vote for somebody that's not who they supposed to be. Miss Angela, bring us up to speed on what you've learned so far. A little extension on yesterday. Forgive us for yesterday's technical difficulties,
Hmm.
but say good morning and get into. We had a little something we were talking about yesterday, and just give us your thoughts along with Brother Lee Mack, of course, what he said. Hold on, Brother Lee, y'all. Come on, Miss Angela.
Good morning. First, I want to say thank you so much for allowing me to come onto your radio show. Angela Buckner here, the voice behind the Mike Magazine. I am an investigative journalist. I write for the oldest black-owned paper in the state of Mississippi, the Jackson Advocate, and also have my own publication. And I've been investigating these allegations where across the state of Mississippi, it's been said that one of the candidates who put his name in running for U.S. Senate against Sidney Hyde Smith and Priscilla Williams Teal is actually a registered Republican. And so, with allegations that strong, of course, we need facts. And so, Priscilla Williams Teal, who is the other candidate, she went to the Secretaries of State's office, and Michael Watson's people were able to give her information that she says confirms the fact that uh, what is his name? Scott Cologne actually voted in the primaries, okay? And also that she's alleging that he voted for the shutdown and everything that the Democratic Party goes against. Um, and so, with that being said, she held a press conference. None of mainstream Mississippi media made an attempt to show up. Of course, black media was there, independent media was there, and there was a TV station in the building from Greenville. And I will have you know that we are still waiting to hear from Scott Colomb as to what his side of the story is. He's yet to say whether he voted as a Republican or registered as a Republican. And we do know that his father worked for Ronald Reagan in Ronald Reagan's administration in a major role. And after that, he worked for the Obama administration. And so he made the transition to the Democratic side. But a lot of people are saying we didn't know too much about his son. Um, what we did find is that, let me shift gears. The Mississippi Democratic Party had on the website, their website, that they were in one location. When I went to go to the location to congratulate them for flipping the seats here in Mississippi, the building was dark. No one was there. And it was finally confirmed that no one is in the building that they have on their website. Okay. And so I had to do my due diligence and go over to the Republican Party's headquarters. But before leaving the parking lot, I noticed that there was a for sale sign there. And the name on that sign, the realtor name is Nadia Cologne.
Oh
And I
my.
did a little more research and find out that Scott Cologne's wife has that same name and that the building is supposed to be registered to his father, Wilbur Cologne. Anyway, I
Wow.
went over to the Republican headquarters to do my due diligence to be fair so people didn't think I was picking on the Democrats, okay? And I pressed the button, got a voice on the other end. They confirmed that that is, in fact, their headquarters, and I was going on about my day. And we're finding that um, Priscilla Williams Teal, who's the cousin of Emmett Till, she's requesting an investigation into said matter because her thing is she's saying that if he knew that he was a registered Republican and that she has documentation that says, that he is a Republican or something to that magnitude, um, he should not try to trick the people who are Democrats and pull the wool over their eyes pretending because if he wants to run against Sidney Hyde Smith, he could in fact run against her as a Republican.
I wanted to know, and I want to ask Brother Lee, and any questions that you have, Brother Lee, that would be wonderful. We were discussing this, Miss Angela, about the trickery, and and it just seems like we're fighting, fighting, fighting. Mississippi, the ins and outs. Fighting, 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 and it seems like we're getting nowhere when we seem like we're moving ahead, trying to go ahead to help our own folks in our own community as it should be. It seems like there's still tricks that are going on, and
Mhm.
it just disturbs me. And Brother Lee, I wanted you to, if you could elaborate on the situation here. The infiltrators, the people that are trying to influence us to vote one way or to do this and that and the other. Brother Lee, why is that confusion? Are we that gullible to listen to these people and the things that they have to say to us, to try to persuade us to go another way out of our interest? Go ahead, Brother Lee.
Well, I like to say this. It just proves the point that I was saying. We have to do our due diligence. We have to do our homework. We can't trust what's being fed to us. And that is the thing here my sister is trying to make out is that we don't do our homework. We need to do our homework. The Democratic Party, we can't assume that because they have a label attached to them that we do not have to do our homework. We do have to In these days and times with social media and with the AI and everything like that, we have to stand up and do our homework and look into this situation, because if we assume and like you were saying, endorsing candidates in the primaries by the Democratic Party is crazy, actually, because you have to duke it out, and it seemed like that whoever put their name out there as far as endorsing this candidate, uh, opposition to Ms. Till, is suspect. We have to look into their background. See, and that's the thing here. It sounds like not sounds like it's some shady behavior going on, and it should be looked into, and the national party should come down and look
Ouch.
to. We're expecting them to come down and do some investigation. I mean, but we're gonna have to do our own. We're gonna have to look into this and say this is not acceptable. I like to say that, my brother.
I also want to ask Angela that um, who do you think, and I'm playing advocate, not the devil's advocate, but I'm playing advocate for a minute. Who's behind this foolishness? Is it, am I wrong or am I right or am I? It's been reported to me that
Hmm.
forces within the Democratic Party know exactly what's going on. Help me out here,
Well,
if
it's
you
it's
can.
also being tossed around across the state that Congressman Benny Thompson is good friends with Scott Colom's father, who, in fact, worked for the Reagan administration. And um, you have to look at his why. Why is Scott Colom running? Well, we do know that Sidney Hyde Smith did not give her blessings when it was time for him to become, what was it, a federal judge here in Mississippi.
Yeah, I think it was. He
She
was.
didn't. Now Roger
She
Wicker
didn't pick
gave his
him.
blessings, and that, to me, is a red flag in itself. But we do want people to be able to reach across the aisles and figure out how to come together and make this nation whole. But across the state, we're being told that Congressman Thompson, instead of when Ty Pickens, who's a well-established attorney, black brother from Rolling Fork, Mississippi, his second congressional district, when he ran against Roger Wicker, he didn't even endorse this guy. And to me, that was a red flag in itself. But you're going to endorse someone who is an alleged Republican. This is a big deal. And in my opinion, I call he and Sidney Hyde Smith kissing cousins.
Well, let me ask and why it's so important for us to bring this out, because this person is asking now. He in the last national election, that it is documented that
Hmm.
in the last national election with the vice president that's coming tomorrow, uh, he didn't vote for that ticket, and there was no opposition on the Republican side. They didn't have anybody that was primarying them.
Hmm.
They just was on there as the one that was the Orange Man, Granny, and whomever else was on there. They had no opposition. So to me, it told me that you voted for that ticket. Also, now he did not deny it. I asked him to come on the air,
Hmm.
Brother Lee and Miss Angela. I asked him, I've sent an invitation to anybody. I'm not here to castrate you, do whatever the case may be. I'm not here to hurt you or nothing.
Hmm.
I want you to speak to the man. You asking us for our vote. We
Hmm.
just got through, Miss Angela, and Brother Lee, in November of this past year.
Hmm.
We went to the polls and showed them our strength. We got the seat that they were going after, except one, Diane, that they let you down with, and they playing with the money and everything and not giving you the support that you did. We could have gotten
Hmm.
more. What am I
Hmm.
saying? I'm asking, is there, from an opinion of and I know your work, I know you as an investigative reporter, I know your work, so I'm not questioning that. But is there a effort somewhere to keep that seat in the Republican hands? Do you see it? Because to me, it just seemed like we'll throw somebody out there and give them a couple of dollars or two with a little position just to, and they seem like they've anointed this person as our nominee. That's what they saying. This is your nominee. That okay? Help me out now because I don't want to. I don't care about what people think. Right
Mhm.
about this point in time, whether Republican or Democrat, because it seemed like all of them got some kind of hidden agenda. I'm talking
Mhm.
about the leadership has
Mhm.
this kind of hidden agenda. Is there something, an effort going on to prevent either Miss Till or whomever the candidates are for the Senate to not get that seat or to be destroyed or to be kicked out of the way for the Republican? Help me out now.
Definitely. The Republicans want to keep the lead. It's called a strategy. And if you ask me, I truly believe Scott Colomb is sent as a spoiler. I don't believe that he truly wants to be a U.S. Senator. I believe, he's working in the capacity of a district attorney over in the Golden Triangle area. And I believe his passion is in law. And even if he won, which I doubt, he would probably be there one term, maybe two, and go back to law. I can't
I,
see him being just committed as Priscilla Williams Teal would.
I say that I say something else though. But listen, we're gonna take a quick break. Miss Angela, you and Brother Lee just stand by for 1 second. This is the Magman Morning Show at 25 minutes after the hour of 10. We're
Mhm.
going to extend our broadcast because on yesterday we did not have an opportunity to speak with our guest or with our chief commentator, and I want to hear we got them now, and we want to hear what they have to say. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is the Magman Show, y'all. Just hang on a second. We're about to get deep in our conversation here.
Fake Democrat, MAGA loving wolf in sheep clothing. Scott Colomb. His mouth is moving, but he's a black lion Mississippi attorney. Yes, another Mississippi attorney endorsed by Congressman Benny Thompson. And he wants to distract you long enough for you to vote for him and send him to Washington, D.C. There's a real Democrat out there providing hope for Mississippi. And because she doesn't have a major endorsement or goes by the title attorney, she's considered the underdog. Priscilla Williams Till does not scratch where it doesn't itch, like her fake Democrat MAGA voting opponent, Scott Colomb. Remember Priscilla Williams Till in March at the polls. Priscilla Williams Till is fighting to rebuild Mississippi from the ground up, and she has never voted for a government shutdown where your EBT and food stamps will be affected like attorney Scott MAGA-loving Colomb has. Priscilla Williams Till campaign is built on a simple truth. When Mississippians are healthy, educated, and living in communities with clean water and strong infrastructure, our state thrives. Don't fall for the lies. Scott Colomb is fake. Priscilla Williams Till is the underdog, but she is the real Democrat in this race. Let's hear from Priscilla.
Voted in that primary and also registered as a Republican in there. So we know without a shadow of a doubt that Mr. Colomb should not be running in this Democratic election for the United States Senator, registered as a Republican. If he knows that he should not have been running and he tried to trick the Democratic voters, then he should be held accountable for that.
Hello everyone, this is Melissa Schumpert with Melissa Fashion. Come out to our store location. We're waiting to pack those orders and see your smiley faces at 850 North Gloucester Street, Suite 3, Tupelo, Mississippi, 38804. And always you can shop online at melipifashion.com.
I am Pam Ghostin, owner and creator of Candle Desserts Lounge, Mississippi's finest dessert and drink candles that are hand poured right here in DeSoto County. Our motto is dessert and drinks, 0 calories. We strive to create a vivid imagination of the delicious gourmet desserts and tropical drinks by offering a sweet and zesty vibe with an experience that ignites both your taste buds and sense of creativity. We also do candle making parties, whether it's for a private party, birthdays, anniversary, bachelor or bachelorette parties, business team building. We can do a party for any occasion. For more information, call 662-460-5035. Also, check out our website at candledessertlounge.bigcartel.com. If you're looking for those one-of-a-kind gifts, our candles are perfect for you.
Tune in to the Macman Morning Show.
hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mac Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
And we'd like to welcome all of our listeners to our new and brand new radio and television network, the Hot Talk Radio and Television Network International. We want to welcome all of our brand new listeners from all over our 50 states and in several countries around the world. We want to thank you for allowing us to be here and to share the MacMan Morning Show with each and every one of you. Some of you are up at night. Some it's midnight in some places in the world. Some of y'all just getting your day started. Some days are ending or what have you. But we're grateful for the opportunity to be here each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We like to welcome our TikTok listeners and viewers, also those that have us on Instagram, and of course our YouTube channel and on Facebook. We're here. We're trying our best to expand the territory to reach the masses and to let them know what's going on and what's happening. Information and inspiration is our title here at the MacMan Morning Show, and we're going to try to do our very best to uphold that standard. We'd like to welcome once again to the MacMan Morning Show Miss Angela Buckner, the voice behind Mike Magazine, the editor and publisher of that great periodical and that great communication piece, leading for the state of Mississippi, the voice of the Negro, as we would say. And Brother Lee Mack, our co-host and our chief commentator here at the MacMan Morning Show each and every weekday morning with us. Have been for the last 2 years. I got my folks here today. On yesterday, of course, we had difficulties, but we ain't worried about it today. We're going to extend our broadcast a little longer to give our guests and our commentator an opportunity to talk about what's really pressing, because this election is very, very important around the country. The Congress needs to be changed. But then let me say this, in the changing of the Congress, in the changing of the leadership, what are we getting out of the deal? Are we getting stuck? Are we being used in some cases? Are we just votes that people can shuffle around? I want to ask Brother Lee. I know you're in the north. Of course, we're here in the southern region. But Brother Lee, and I'm going to come back to Miss Angela too. But Brother Lee, politics within itself that we talk about each and every other day, of course. But the politics that are affect things that are going on in our country today, Brother Lee, what are you hearing and what are you seeing around about you in the North? And even I threw this out to Miss Angela. I want you to think about, what if that woman was black that got unalived in Minnesota? Now, I'm not taking nothing away from the lady. We ought to say her name, but we had a Sandra Bland and Breonna Taylor, and we had a George Floyd, and we have others each and every day that are losing their life through police or ICE or whatever the case, or just plain living. And I want to know, Brother Lee, your perspective on how it's affecting, and I'll get to Miss Angela in a second. It's already a struggle for the brothers. It's already a struggle trying to keep a job, trying to do what we have to do, just trying to live. And Brother Lee, what do you see? Do you see in the events that's happening today? Man, what do we do, Brother Lee? Is there a solution? That's what I want to ask. I know we talk about the problem, like you said, but what is the solution? We still got to deal with this two-party system. Go ahead, Brother Lee.
Well, it's brainwashing for once. I mean, you can look in the United States of America and see, okay, a white life is worth more than a black life, not just in America. You can go to other countries. Look in other countries when a Caucasian has been unalived in any country. They get media. They get the media attention. They get the most attention. It gets blown up. It gets extraordinary. It's fantastic when you see a white life, a Caucasian life, unalived or hurt, a purse stolen, or anything happens to a Caucasian, it's magnified. It's on social media 10 times, 100 times fold. And that's the way it is. Don't just look in America. Look all over the world. When you look at a white life, let's say somebody is unalived and a Caucasian is unalived in China, it's going to be on international news. A life that's unalived in Iran, it's gonna be on international news. I'm gonna tell you like this: it could be a African American unalived in overseas, and you won't hear about it. But a Caucasian life unalived anywhere in this world is gonna be heard about. You're gonna know about it. And see, they will start a war about one Caucasian life is somebody unalived over there. So I'm gonna tell you something. It's always been that way, not just in America. It's in the world. They make a Caucasian life worth more than a black life, and we have to stop that. We have to create all life is important. And see, and you know what? And that's you can look at. Let's look in the U.S. for a second, and you see everything that's happening around here, and you see when a black life is stopped on the African American life is stopped on the street and pulled out his car and dragged and kicked and beat. You may not even hear about it, but you hear about a white life. There's something happens to them. They break a fingernail. You may hear that on social media, and hear it on the media. Hear it on CNN. And see, and that's the facts of it. And this country is truly racist to its core, to the very roots of it. And the thing is, it's taking us too long to get things turned around. We're gonna have to focus on it, stick together. And that's the thing. We thinking, oh, I don't want to be associated. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna put this out there. When you go to Jamaica, they don't say, okay, when you meet a Jamaican, I'm just using as an example. They don't say that I'm an African Jamaican. They say I'm Jamaican. You can go to Puerto Rico and they don't say I'm an African Puerto Rican. They say I'm Puerto Rican. You know what? Every black person outside of America want to be anything but black. Anything but black. Think about this. You don't see Puerto Ricans get on the news and say I'm an African Puerto Rican. They say I'm a Puerto Rican. You don't hear about they got Africans in Mexico. They don't say they are African Mexican. They say they're Mexican. They got hundreds of thousands of Mexicans and black Africans in Mexico. That maybe a million. Where you think we went when we escaped? We went to Mexico. We went to Canada. And there's millions of us down in Mexico and in Canada. And I'm going to tell you something. And the first thing we'll say is, we won't say we're African Mexican. They'll say they're Mexican. And they'll say they're Canadian. See, that's the thing, the self-hate that we have for each other. We're the only ones in America, the African Americans, that call themselves African American. See, and that's what I like to say, my brother.
All right, Ms. Angela. Where you at? Say something. Unmute your mic. There you go. You're not muted? Wait, hold on, something ain't right somewhere. What the world is going? Are you using a different device? If you are, you're not. Okay. Go out and come back in. I ain't gonna let you go this time. But come back in. Go out, come back in. We're gonna readjust some things. All right. But Brother Lee, as you were saying, and we're waiting for our guest, she'll be back. What I was saying is, and you're exactly right, man. How in the world, are they just using us? I mean, just think about it now. All these elections that are going on, all this stuff that's happening, and they looking in the direction of the black Americans, saying we need your help now. We need your help now, knowing that, man, we ain't. I mean, look at the economic situation that is not equal, man. I mean, you asking for our help from people that voted for this man. The Hispanics voted overwhelmingly for the orange man. The other people of other persuasion voted for this man. And then here they come here they come. I see you, Miss Angela. Here they come. They want us to vote for them. Help me out, Lee. What is it? What's going
So
on?
see, we want to be inclusive, not exclusive. We don't want to be outside. We want to be inside. We want to be in
Hmm.
their house, but they don't want to be in ours. And that's the thing. We want to be in their house. We want to be in a Caucasian's home, but they don't want us with them. And that's the problem right there. We're fighting to be next to them rather than gather together as a power. See, and that's the thing. That's what's wrong with us today, is that we don't have that black pride anymore. We don't have that African pride anymore. You can tell it all around the world. Like I just mentioned, you can go to Jamaica, Puerto Rico, Mexico. They rather be anything but us. And they voted for Donald Trump because they don't want to be one of us. They didn't believe that they were African. See, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you something. If you're not Caucasian, you black. It's that
Hmm.
simple. It's that simple. If you're not Caucasian, then you're black. And,
Right.
and then you can look this up in history. That's the thing about it. People say, "Well, I'm not African. I'm Asian." You're not Asian. You're African. There's no such thing as Asian. There's
Mm.
no such thing as Asian. There's no such thing as Hispanic. You're either
Yeah.
black or you're Caucasian. These are facts. And if somebody don't know, they look this up. There's no such thing as an Asian. There's no such thing as a Hispanic. But we want to be anything but us. And that's the thing. We got to come back to the fold, my brother. And that's what I have to say.
Right. And as we tried to get Angela back, I don't know what happened, but we ain't gonna worry about it right now because sometimes these circuits they do what they do. And I've taken a new and Brother Lee, I've taken a another stance per se. Wait a minute. Miss Angela, are you there? Can you say something? Just say something if you can hear me. Okay, your mic is acting funny. Say it again. Okay, we checking you. I think it's a mic problem. Okay, go ahead. Okay, wait a minute. Let me get you into staging. I got you here. Uh, I don't know what's what. Go ahead and say, Miss Angela. Can you just say a couple of things? Let me hear what your voice. Wait a minute. Let me get you in first. There we go. All right, Miss Angela. Go ahead. I know you're saying this thing. I don't know what's wrong with this electronic. Go ahead and speak if you can.
Mic check. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead and speak
Okay.
if you can.
It sounds staticky, when you talk. Can you hear me clearly?
Oh, you're really coming in really bad. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I don't know if you can check your extension on your mic or something and we can see. I apologize for it. We still got you. But I don't know what's okay. But Brother Lee, as Miss Buckner gets her audio together, I want how crucial, Brother Lee, we're right up on the these primaries and things like this. What should we be looking for? What is your recommendation that we should be looking for in these candidates that we're thinking about voting for in this time? Go ahead, Brother Lee.
I say we should look into their background.
I see you, Miss
We,
Angela. Go ahead,
we
Lee.
should look in the background. We should look into their background. We should go all the way back down to grammar school and come all the way up. The information is there. And look who they voted for, who they stand with, who they talked about, who their issues were, what platforms they used, we got to look into these candidates and not take their word for it. Not take the endorsement of these pastors or these Democratic parties, because sometimes they don't even do their own homework. So we got to look into and do some investigation, like my sister is doing right there. It's very do the due diligence and see what happens when you just do your due diligence. You find out there's some shady characters in the closet. And that's
Yeah.
what I have to say, my brother.
Miss Angela, I hope you can say something now. Say a few syllables.
Mic check.
Mm-hmm. All right, you on me. We got you now. Miss Angela, why should I give my vote to these people? And what are they trying to do to us in Mississippi? Come on, give it to us. We got you before the devil
Well,
get on the microphone.
I always say follow your vote. People will leave their vote at the ballot box and not return. They won't follow up with it. They won't educate themselves. So what I do on my platform is this: I go and do the homework for you, and then you decide. I get the candidates' information, and this is what I did on the national level when we had the presidential campaign. Okay, we had a lot of different people. The mainstream media was not pushing because they didn't have the money or anything like that. But I went and I found those candidates on their respective sites, and I gave information and told them, hey, be educated about what it is that you do and follow your vote. It's your fault if you don't follow your vote. I wanted to double back to you were talking about the people in the streets protesting. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so there,
Yes.
my thing is, my heart goes out to humanity because this is beyond black and white. And of course, we do know that a campaign was launched against black people everywhere across the globe. An effective campaign was launched to make people think that black is dirty, black, you a black lie, you black, all of this, all of that. And to the point where we further perpetuate the narrative. And so my thing is, we need to stop saying what it is that they say, right? And tell our own story. We have to tell our own story and we have to launch our own campaign. And I said, every 3 months, we should go back to the drawing board, come back and do another campaign, relaunch a campaign until the narrative goes out to our people that we don't have to talk bad to each other. And politics is really ugly. And we know that that is a given. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way we treat each other on a day to day basis and how we perceive one another. Change the narrative. Make that stuff start trending on social media. I like that campaign that they've launched with the young guys. We've called them YNs, but if we can get them to continue wearing their quarter zips and wearing their glasses and, wearing their slacks and things like that, it will catch on. And that will be the next best thing because when you look good, you feel good and you act better. Okay. We shouldn't be easily satisfied with our vote. Going back to the vote, we shouldn't be so easily satisfied. Oh, that's the person I'm voting for. My thing is this. People talk about Congressman Benny Thompson, Michael Guest, Sidney Hyde Smith. They are not my heroes. You are not my hero. You're just the person who is there on the ballot right now who is more seemingly more qualified than not until a Priscilla Williams Teal comes along, right? You're not my hero. We're going to hold your feet to the fire, whether you're black or white. Okay. And you got some people who have some great narratives out there as it relates to us as black people. I'm seeing more Irish people step up to the plate and say, this is wrong, and they will tell you that they've been treated like a redhead stepchild, right? And so now they're laying down their white privilege, whether you want to believe it or not. They are still considered the white, but they're at the bottom of the barrel. But they're laying down their white privilege to speak up for us. And we do know during the civil rights movement, we had white people who lost their lives just to stand in solidarity with us to make certain that we got somewhat equal justice. And we're still fighting that until this day. Now, the way Martin Luther King fought back then, this is what we call the social norm. People expect you to get a picket sign. They expect you to stand out. They expect you to do what is happening today for Renee Good, right? They expect that. That is what we call the social norm. So when I see people out there protesting, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing, regardless of what color we are. It's an indictment on humanity right now. And what I saw was a doctor out there on the scene. They did not allow him to render aid That was my issue with ICE. If you're saying that you are out here to do whatever it is you've been commanded to on the federal level, if you know you've shot someone and a doctor, can you imagine what this doctor is thinking right now? I imagine this doctor's got to go get therapy because they took a Hippocratic oath to save lives and you stopped them because of the authority you had. And what if there was a black woman and that same doctor says, "Hey, I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor." God forbid it been a black person. We would have been dead for real. Double
Well, even
time.
though, but even though, Sister Angela, Brother Lee, that, and it's not starting up, but then I get to a point where I see this every day, and it becomes a political issue now, and a galvanizer now because, and I'm not saying that this is the reason that it's happening, but I got my suspicions that people consider the lives of black people uh, are non don't doesn't matter. I said something about Breonna Taylor, about Sandra Bland, about there's about 20 other Corey Gaines and Katrina James, Tisha Miller, Pamela Turner, Anaya Jones, Alberta Sperling, Miriam Casey, Rakita Boyd, Tarika Wilson, Mother Catherine Johnson, an older lady, Yvette Smith, Miss Chantel Davis, Sharita Francis, Alicia Thomas. I'm calling their name, Tasha Anderson. These are people that were unalive for no other reason. They were black women that were unalive and young children. Melissa Williams was a 12-year-old, and Shelley Fry. These are people. Now, I called all these names out, almost 20 names out, of black women that have had similar situations to happen, and there's no outrage. You can say what they want to say about me. I don't care. What I'm saying is the double standard that I see. I'm willing to fight for whatever's the right cause. Yes, I might even go out and march with you a little bit to show my solidarity with you. But I get to a point, Brother Lee, where I sit back and I look at my own situations and say, how in the world is this going? Not saying that we're not going to fight, not saying that we don't support, but don't it gets kind of from the person on the outside, Brother Lee and Sister Angela. It gives them the impression that, hey, it's okay to unalive one of us. Come on, Brother Lee, and help me out and set me straight
Well,
a little bit here.
you're right. The thing about this is that we should be outraged because now we're numb to it. We kind of ignoring it. We kind of going along with just to get along, and we should be outraged that our sisters and our brothers are being treated like this, especially in the incarcerated. You know what? We are incarcerated by an outrageous percentage. They're just throwing us in the prisons. Our sisters and our brothers, they're unaliving us on the streets, and we saying, "Oh well, what did we do?" We don't have to do anything but exist for us to get this treatment. We gotta stop saying that, well, we must have done something. No, we don't have to do anything but exist for them to annihilate us, for them to disrespect us, for them to mistreat us, for unaliving us. I mean, look, if that was let's say that's the example, and this has happened before, a sister, a brother unalived in the street or harmed to the point where they need medical care, and ICE would say, hey, no, you can't get that. You're not allowed to get that. I mean, this is insane. If somebody would have told you that would have been a federal government service, not service, but an armed army walking the streets and throwing us down and unaliving us, and if we would have told you that 10 years ago, you say no way. But that's what's happening today. There's armies. Yeah, there's what you call armed services. They got that. They not even armed services. We don't know what they are exactly. They're walking the streets. They're picking you up and throwing you in the back of trucks and cars and trunks and just unaliving you and just you know what, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna let you take over, my sister. The thing about this Constitution, let's say we're going to go by this Constitution and the amendments that they have. And I'm going to tell you something. This is something that a lot of us don't say, but that Constitution covers everyone, whether you're a citizen or not. That Constitution covers every soul, whether you're a citizen or not. You don't have to be a citizen for that Constitution to cover you, for those amendments to cover you. For that's a fact. That's what I have to say, my sister.
Come on, Angela. Okay, are you there, Angela? Okay, I don't know what happened to her. I guess she had to. Well, Brother Lee, exactly what you're saying. I mean, when we look at things for what they are, and of course, we know how critical these critical things are to us. Yes, they should apply to all of us that are uh, citizens and born here and everything, the rights and the privileges. Yes, we should have them. And it just seems like to me that there's still a concentrated effort to keep us out of the mainstream. I don't know if Miss Angela, are you still there? Please say something if you're still there. I see you in the studio, but I don't. Okay. Well, look, we're okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Say something else. Are you there? Mi- Okay. Okay, your mic is acting funny again. Say something else. Let's see if you could give us. Y'all best be patient right now. We looking at 55 minutes after the hour of 10. There you go. Can you say something now? Okay, I hear you, and you're coming in like you underwater. You sound like it. Say it again. Do it again. You could check your mic. Okay, you coming in really. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. All right. But this is what I'm going to say, and we're going to continue our conversation into the week, of course. Not all now, but we got a guest coming tomorrow. But Brother Lee, I wanted to say, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to get out to our audience. Um, I don't want to alarm folks. I don't want to be an alarmist. I don't want to be the type of person to doom and gloom or whatever the case may be. And I just named almost 20 individuals that are of our persuasion that have been thrown to the back of the bus, but they have put this other person out here. It ain't a race thing, and it just bothers me. Then somebody said, "Well, James, maybe this is something that had to happen to get the spark going." What do you think about that, Lee? That God help us, and we are praying for that family. But did somebody have to lose their life in order for us to pursue the rest of our lives?
Well, it's sad to say, but yes, it seems like something of that magnitude has to happen in order for us to wake up. Excuse me, but yeah, it seems like in any event, in any situation, a life is lost before we stand up and rise up and fight this thing, because it's not going to go away. And we have to understand it's going to be us next, you next, me next. That's the thing. We don't care because it's not us, but we got to understand it will be us. That is us. We can't wait for someone to save us. We have to save ourselves. We have to gather together. We have to stand as one, because if we don't stand as one, we are all going to fall. That's what I have to say, my brother.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mr. Mac, Mr. Mac, mic check.
Okay, I can hear you. Go ahead, Miss Angela. Go ahead.
Okay, now,
Yeah, you coming in loud and clear.
okay, I understand that you were asking, why is it that they are putting those stories out there in the mass numbers in mainstream media? Well, you got to understand that mainstream media is going to grant coverage for the narrative that they are pushing, right? Which is corporate media and those concerns that matter to them. So we know that there's a saying in media: if it bleeds, it leads. Uh, and oftentimes, when it's about Black people, it's us being shot, murdered, stabbed, things like that. And the
Hmm.
narrative is not so good. And that's why it's imperative that we support grassroots media, independent media. We focus on what matters to us and on our platforms and on the local level. See, when we watch TV, we're seeing national stuff, and they will, we were taught to use the Associated Press as like a warehouse to bring in news that
Hmm.
may get the attention of the masses, right? But with
Hmm.
grassroots media, you can tune into the Mac Man Morning Show and hear about what's important on the local level, what matters. And you're going to get a little bit of the national news and things like that. But we talk about what's important to us, right? And
Right.
so, even with the Mike magazine, we talk about what's important to us in the Jackson Advocate newspaper. And I said, this year I'm minding my own small Black business
Why you say that, Miss Angela?
because people will have you going here, there, and everywhere with your emotions, trying to get you engaged and keep you overstimulated with with news that you just look at and go on and try to digest it. They don't allow you to digest it, and that's why I have to turn the TV off. I rarely watch TV. I watch what I want to watch now, and I
The
knew that it.
Madman Morning Show.
Yes,
I'm
definitely.
just messing with
And I knew that it would come a time, and not too long ago, I would sit there and I said, now, Direct TV has all of these channels, and I don't want to watch but two or three of them. And they didn't want to do a la carte. They didn't want you to pick and choose what you wanted
you. Hmm.
to provide you with all. And guess what? They still ended up
What's
with
that?
Netflix. They still ended up with Tubi and stuff like this, the Macman Morning Show, Mike Magazine, Delta Sip, and people are watching what's important to them. And it's organic. What we provide is organic news. We don't have to go out and make things up and try
That's right.
and this is what we want to talk about and what's important to us.
Each and every weekday morning, we're here at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. And we have an opportunity each and every weekday morning to come to you and bring to you the actual facts that we have and that we researched and we seen. And we want you to support us. No, I'm not going to beg you or anything like that. I'm just saying support the media that really gives you the news and information that you can use. Sure, we can say, well, we're talking heads and we got our own opinions. But when you look at the things that are going on, we have never been at a crossroads such as this. We've been in situations as a people, yes, but it always seemed, this is me saying this, nobody else, that they need us to do so. They got to move certain things. They got to do certain things. Even with these elections, they know that they cannot take the Congress back without the Black vote. So therefore, shenanigans going. Never do you see the I ain't never seen them come over here talking foolishness. I don't see them out of just disarray or whatever. They may not like each other, and I don't agree with everything that anybody says. But they have a common goal, and that is to keep power and to keep things like the status quo. Unlike on our side, we got 100 organizations, 100 denominations. We got splits here. We crabs in the barrel. I'd like to just ask in these last couple of minutes that we have of each of you. I know I've said it before. I don't want to be the doom and gloom man. Where do you think we should go from there, Brother Lee Mack? And then we'll let Miss Angela you go first, and then Brother Lee Mack you bring it up from the rear. What do we do now? Where do we stand? What do we do now, Miss
I
Angela?
know it sounds for a minute like you were bragging on the Republican Party. What I
Not
heard you
really,
say,
no.
what I heard
Yeah.
words is they don't like each other, but they will come together. Hence the united front. They're all fronting. They know they are pretenders, they are actors, and they're good at it, right? But what I've
Hmm.
observed is they're slipping. They're not as good as they thought they were. They are starting to implode. Okay. They are now separating themselves within their party. You have people like Shad White, who is a young progressive
God
Republican.
help us.
You say he's progressive, but they don't like him. You have Lynn Fitch, they call her a rhino. They call Sidney Hyde Smith a rhino. Delbert Hoseman, they call him a rhino. Republican in name only. So they're
Hmm.
falling apart. The Democratic Party was homeless right here in the great state of Mississippi, homeless. And now
Homeless.
they have a new location. And I say that they're possibly on Section 8, the same Section 8 that they, you know, talk about, which is a good resource for people who are not abusing it. Okay,
Mhm.
we have to uh, find the issues that are so important to us and make certain that the people who represent us, when they get to Washington, D.C., they don't forget where they come from. And that's why you're having a lot of people on the Republican side and the Democratic side, and far few and in between, saying that there should be term limits when it comes to
Mhm.
these key positions, especially like with Congressman Benny Thompson and the Michael Guest position and things like that. Now, Michael Guest is
Right.
new to his position, but Congressman Thompson has been there forever. And look at the Mississippi Delta. The Mississippi Delta is dying. But
A
Congressman Thompson was
mess.
thinking differently. He'll say he's brought money in, and then he'll push the blame off on the local uh, people, the supervisors and the aldermen. He will push that over to them to excuse himself. But I'm told that there's audio out there, and I'm waiting to get my hands on it, where Congressman Thompson speaks poorly of the Mississippi Delta.
Well, you get that tape. You make sure you get it because we'll show play it. Because all bets are off. You're not just going to take advantage of my vote and the way that things are just to advance themselves. We want to thank you, Andrew. Come on, Brother Lee, and give us a wrap up of where
Thank
where
you.
where we at, what we need to do. You stick around, Miss Angela. Okay, yeah,
I
y'all,
like to
come on, come on,
say
Lee.
I agree with the sister. Benny Thompson got to go. He's been there for decades, and I mean decades, not a decade, but
Mm-hmm.
decades.
Mm-hmm.
Been there way too long, we know, and he's one of the most powerful, if the most powerful congressman in that house. You know, he sits on lots of chairmanships. He makes a lot of decisions. But you look at the Delta, you look at Mississippi. Let's just look at the Delta as one of the poorest parts of this country. You know, nothing goes in. I mean, he says he brings money in. Okay, let's say he brings money in. It's not enough. They say he does some things. Not enough. He's been there too long to not do so to do so little. You know, we have to say enough is enough. Just because you look like us, that don't mean you're for us. That's because he's in a Democratic Party. And I'm for Democratic Party. I am solely for the Democratic Party. But here's the thing: if they holding people like him, I don't need him in there. He's doing nothing for us. And we saying, like the sister was saying, that we got to find the issues that's important to us. I'm gonna tell you something, sister. The issues that are important to us, you can go. And I've been through the Delta, and I'm gonna tell you something. Education is very important. Housing is very important. We need these food deserts that are in the Delta is outrageous. These Arab stores and people that don't belong to us and don't live with us, they have stores in our communities. You can't have stores in their communities, but they got these stores in our community. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something really quickly. You can go to a gas station that's in the Delta, take the Lambert or Clarksdale or any one of those places. The gas is more there than it is anywhere else. How is this working here? Make it make sense that the people who can't afford it pay the highest prices for the lowest quality. That's what I have to say.
All right, we're getting ready to get out of here. I'm grateful for Brother Lee Mack, our co-host, and for Miss Angela of Mike Magazine being here with us, Angela Buckner, and from Jackson Free Press, one of the greatest newspapers next to the
Jackson Advocate.
Chicago Jackson Advocate. See, already messed up. She is also contributing reporter and contributor to the Jackson what there, Miss Angela? Call it. Go and call your newspaper out.
The Jackson Advocate newspaper.
That's right, the Jackson Advocate.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and we're grateful, and we ask that you look them up and go on their website if you can get a copy. They do still have hard copies.
That's
You
right.
can get one
And
also,
subscribe.
and you can please subscribe to independent.
That's
Not
right.
we ain't got to be ashamed to call ourselves black. We black, independent black media,
That's right.
because you know something, they ignore us. They don't think until they need us.
They're
They don't
not
ask for
ignoring us
anything
anymore.
else.
They're
You don't think
watching.
they're ignoring us?
They're
Why you say
watching.
that, Miss? Are they watching? Okay, they're
They're
watching,
watching it
and
to the point where the commissioner for public safety asked, I think I told you, to be on my show. So I'm got a schedule there for him.
oh,
They're
watch out.
watching.
So we're here. We want to thank you for allowing us to be in your surroundings for these last couple of hours. I know that we had went over a little bit, but we got the message out. Ms. Angela will be back with us frequently to update us on what's going on and what's happening. I'm waiting for the audio. I can't wait to hear it. I know it's out there. It's a whole lot that's out there that we need to know, not to make people look bad, but to give you the informed choice
That's
that
right.
you need. Listen, we will be back here on tomorrow morning with another great program, another great broadcast with our wonderful friend from Mike Magazine. Once again, I want to thank the editor and publisher of that great periodical and that great media source, Mike Magazine. And I'm just grateful to have that friendship and to be able to work together with other professionals in our field to do what we do. Listen, we're going to get out of here. You all, are you will be there tomorrow for the vice president, won't you, Angela?
I'm really not interested in going to that, to be
Okay,
honest.
okay,
But I'm
okay.
quite sure they'll have enough white media, to
Well,
come in
we welcome the vice president, of course. Yeah, we welcome her to
our
the great state of
platforms.
Mississippi. Wish that we could be there to actually see her. It would have been nice, but we ain't gonna go. I ain't gonna go there, even though it'll be okay. We'll catch her on another. She's coming to Memphis. I might catch her when she comes to Memphis. I don't know. They might treat me better than they've treated me here, but that's okay. I ain't worried
It's
about that.
okay.
I'm a journalist. I ain't worried about it. We gonna be all
Bona
right.
fide
But
journalist.
that's right. That's right. And we're not crackerjack journalists. We know
Oh
what we're
no.
talking about. And if we didn't know what we were talking about, there wouldn't be so much opposition towards what we do. Listen here, folks. We will be back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We got a guest coming, I think, just briefly. And I will be, like I said, Mike Magazine is going to keep us abreast on the things that are going on. We're waiting for that audio tape and any other information that's going to be coming. Let me advise you also that the ad that you saw was provided and funding for by the Friends of Priscilla Williams Teal for
Hmm.
United States Senate.
That's
And
right.
we were grateful for them. And we'll do what we have to do to get the word out. And we're going to do that now. Y'all just thank you all for being here. Thank you all for all of our new network listeners and all of our friends everywhere. I know we went a little long today, but that's okay. We're getting the word out. We'll be here on tomorrow. And I want to leave you with the affirmation: you don't have to be jealous of anybody, because once God gets through blessing them, he's got more than enough to bless you. Stay in the fight. It ain't over, y'all. We still got a ways to go. This is the McMahon Morning Show.
It's the Mac Man Morning Show. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. It's the Mac Man